Alright, guys, it's been a pretty exciting week for crypto news, and hopefully that excitement is soon going to spill over into the price action. It's also a pretty big week for me as I'm actually currently moving to Texas, and today's going to be the last day that I have the studio set up until I get the move done. So bear with me, and I'll do the best I can not to let the bears to you. Alright, at the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at about $67,500, and it does look like it's at the top of this trading range that has been stuck in since about the beginning of March. Honestly, I was expecting that Trump's speech at the Bitcoin conference yesterday was going to be enough to send us breaking out of this pattern, but it looks like Bitcoin's price action didn't actually respond at all, really, and we're still looking for a catalyst to send us breaking out or reject us and send us back down to the bottom of this trading range. This downward trend line has acted as significant resistance in the past, and we definitely could get rejected here and come back down, but hopefully we'll actually make a higher low here and then continue to the upside. But we're still in danger of continuing this downtrend, and we're really just looking for some kind of a big catalyst to send us skyrocketing to the upside, which I'm pretty surprised yesterday's Bitcoin conference wasn't actually that catalyst that we were looking for, because Trump did propose a U.S. Bitcoin strategic stockpile or strategic reserve, and says that a Democrat win would be a disaster for crypto because every one of you will be gone, he said. Of course, you can't just go off of what these presidential candidates say because they're going to be promising all kinds of stuff to get you to vote for them, but if you just go off of Trump's track record compared to Kamala Harris, then you can definitely see that Trump is more pro-cryptocurrency, with him actually holding a whole bunch of Ethereum and having sold crypto-related Trump trading cards in the past, or NFTs, which sold out really quickly and I think actually got him pretty interested in this technology. The Democrats, however, have just been raging in their anti-crypto army, and every time there seems to be some legislation that's going to come out that's going to support the development of this nascent industry, it looks like the Democrats are the ones that brush it to the side or deny it from going through, and this has really been holding back the crypto industry and the gains in your wallet. And not only did he say he was going to create a Bitcoin strategic stockpile reserve or whatever, he also said he's going to end the war against crypto and make the US the crypto capital of the world. According to this article on Cointelegraph, it feels surreal that Bitcoin stuck to $68,000 as the market ignored the 200,000 Bitcoin U.S. election pledge, with Bitcoin price gains failing to materialize as Donald Trump and others promised to build a giant Bitcoin strategic reserve if elected. Like I said earlier, I was kind of expecting a little bit of a price surge as well, and I was expecting Bitcoin to kind of break out of that price pattern that we've been stuck within for quite some time now. But a lot of people were expecting this news to come to fruition at the Bitcoin conference, and really, the reason why we didn't have any movement is probably because some people bought in expecting the surge and some people sold off expecting to sell the news event. So basically the buying and the selling pressure probably balanced each other out. And since none of this is actually going to happen unless Donald Trump actually wins, I guess it's all just speculation and there's still some uncertainty in the air, which means that we're still going to have to wait on another catalyst to actually send us breaking out of that price pattern. Of course, you know Kamala Harris's campaign has been seeking a reset with the crypto companies, and they're going to try to be a pro-crypto candidacy as well, probably, because they're seeing the success that it's bringing to the Trump campaign. But like I said earlier, these candidates are going to be promising all kinds of stuff, and really, you shouldn't listen to what they say they're going to do, but actually pay attention to what they've been doing up until this point, because we've had a chance to see what both administrations are kind of going to be like. And the Trump camp is definitely more pro-crypto, with Kamala Harris saying in the past that cryptocurrency is just for terrorists and criminals and stuff like that, and that's what they think you are. So don't fall for their tricks and make sure that you vote for Trump, because Kamala Harris is still going to wage that anti-crypto army, and a vote for progressives is really just a vote against your wallet and your financial future. Either way it goes, in my opinion, there's pretty big incentive for them to probably let the economy fall off a cliff right after the election actually happens, because up until this point, the Democrats have been trying to pump liquidity into the system so that they can buy your votes, and really no matter who wins, if it's Trump, he basically has an incentive to let the economy reset so that he can blame the collapse on the economy that he inherited from the Biden campaign. And if the left wins, then they can say that this is just a continuation of the tumultuous markets that they inherited from the Trump campaign and the last election. And either way, whoever ends up getting the presidency, if they want to wrap up their presidency with a good economy, then they're going to have to let this recession get the heck out of the way so that they can try to fix things. And that way they can say that their political actions are the ones that actually caused the rebound in the economy. Recently, we have been seeing the unemployment rate starting to tick up, and usually this is what happens at the very beginning of a recession. Right after it bottoms and starts to curve to the upside, this is whenever these gray bars start to show up, and those are the recessions indicated on this chart. And right now, with the unemployment rate starting to tick up again, it looks like we're probably going to be seeing one of these bigger jumps in our future, and that means that a recession is probably right around the corner. Also, a lot of people are expecting that the Fed is going to be cutting interest rates here in the next couple of months. And for some reason, everybody thinks that that's going to be the beginning of the astronomical gains and the parabolic part of this bull market. And while we might see some sort of a short term spike right ahead of an economic crisis, usually it is an economic crisis that causes the Fed to have to lower interest rates drastically. And as you can see, indicated by these red bars being the Fed funds rate, whenever it does start to go down, so does the S&P 500, and that's whenever another one of these gray bars shows up, which is a recession. That means that usually whenever we start to see the Fed lowering interest rates, the economy starts to fall off a cliff and the unemployment rate starts to go through the roof. And I see no reason why this time is going to be any different. So we might have some continuation to the upside here over the next few months. But whenever an economic crisis actually does hit, it's probably going to push a whole bunch of fear into the market that's going to cause a sell off across the board. I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow, and I do think that crypto has another, hopefully parabolic leg to the upside. But if you go over and look at the S&P 500, you can see that it's in an obvious melt up, and it's basically acting like a shitcoin, which is pretty unusual for the S&P 500. So I don't think this can continue forever, and eventually this thing is going to have a pretty serious correction. I don't think that crypto is going to be spared from that kind of a turmoil, but hopefully it is going to have less of a sell off. And during a recession, maybe it will act like gold and a store of value, and it won't have as significant of selling pressure as the S&P 500 is going to experience. In my opinion, we probably already entered a recession, but the government hasn't officially announced it yet, and whenever they do, the recession usually lasts 17 months from that point on. So in my opinion, sometime here, probably around the end of the year, the market is going to hit some kind of a peak, and then it's probably going to sell off, and it's going to be brutal for another 17 months or so, which is pretty standard for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because we are reaching the end of the time frame that the 4-year cycle usually falls within, and then we've usually got about a year and a half or something like that worth of a bear market and some brutality in front of us, which lines up perfectly with what could happen if a recession does happen after the election. But I think this is actually when the most people are going to be super hyped up and FOMOing into cryptocurrency, and usually that is the time to be taking some profits. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are we reaching the end of this bull market, and do we have another parabolic leg to the upside? Also, what do you think about the promises that Trump made in the Bitcoin conference yesterday? And do you think that the Democrats are going to try to be pro-crypto now so that they can try to get some votes from the crypto community? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if it brought you value. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.